Hi everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. So today I'm hoping you're going to learn some things about the kitchen because we're going to make a recipe, and this recipe is Arab chicken. It's called the Arab grilled chicken. Okay, or Mediterranean chicken with an Arab flavor. So it's very, very easy. So we're going to go through it and I'm going to show you exactly what we do to make it. All right, it's one of the easiest recipes there is. And we begin, of course, with the chicken. Now, the question is, for all people, should the chicken be washed? Some people say yes, some people say no, some people say you should never wash it, but I do. So the chicken here is washed and dried, and of course I have to season it to make sure that it has its nice taste. So I'm going to begin by seasoning this chicken. And I'm using a pre-prepared seasoning, which is called Aromat. It's yellow in color, not too spicy, a little bit salty. So I'll be using that. And because this is an Arab recipe, I'll be using a little bit of this Ras El Hanout. It's delicious. So let me first of all begin just by seasoning the chicken, okay? Now, I'm just going to rub this in a little bit. And on the other side as well, just to get it going. There we are. Okay, and I'm also going to be adding just a little bit of this Ras El Hanout as well. It really is nice, you know. It depends if you like it. If you don't, you can always leave it out. But it is actually very, very good. Okay. So I'll just add this on the other side as well. It just gives the chicken an extra little flavor. There we are. So the chicken is now ready to be treated, and it's going to be placed in the bowl with all of the other ingredients. Now, this recipe is ridiculously easy, really. You can't go wrong with this, okay? So let's go through it so I can tell you exactly what you need to do. So all the ingredients we have are going to go in this bowl, all of them, okay? And then they're all going to be mixed up until they become a little bit creamy, okay? So let's begin then with the ingredients. So we'll do the dry ones first, okay? So the spices that I'm going to be using, first of all, garlic. Now, again, it's up to you how much garlic you want to put in this, okay? I like chicken with a lot of garlic. That's just my thing, okay? I would recommend you use 4 garlic cloves if you can get them. I don't keep garlic cloves in the house, so I'm using garlic granules, okay? So I'll be using more than the usual because I like garlic things. Okay, so I'm just putting the equivalent of 2 or 3 teaspoons in here. Now, for those of you who are wondering about British measurements and these kind of things, a teaspoon generally, depending of course on the exact spoon, but a teaspoon is going to be about this size, okay? Yeah. So I just judged it for myself, You know, unlike my grandmother, I use pinches of this, handfuls of that. So that's the garlic. It's in. The next thing is dried oregano. Now, the oregano is here. Okay, dried oregano. And it's asking me here for a tablespoon. Now, oregano, as you know, is a little bit strong. And I'm not so sure I want a whole tablespoon in there. So I'm just going to go for a few teaspoons. There we are. In fact, I'm using all of it. There's only a little drop left, so I'll just put it in. So that's the oregano. And I'll have to remember to buy some more. The next thing it's asking for is Sivan spice. Now, those of you who are Lebanese or from the Arab world will know that you can buy this pre-made pack of things called Sivan spice. I don't have that, okay? So I'm going to add the 7 spices individually. And again, I'm just going to use my own judgment about how much of those should go in. So from a 7 spice recipe I have, it's almost like a quarter of a teaspoon of different herbs and spices. So I'm just going to start with the cinnamon. Okay, you can see there, cinnamon. Okay, and I've also got ground coriander. So again, just a little bit in my teaspoon here, about half more or less. There we are, maybe a little bit more. I don't really taste ground coriander, so I like to add a bit more. I'll put that there. Cumin, of course. And cinnamon and cumin gets added again separately. So this is really just for my 7 spice that's missing. So I'm going to add that there. Let's see what else for my 7 spice. A little drop of ginger. Not too much, because as you know, ginger can be very strong. So let me just try to get some out here. Some ginger. Here we are, ground ginger. And I'm just doing some 7 spice. Okay, a little drop of cloves as well. These are cloves which have been ground. Okay, so not too much, because as you know, they're very strong. Also, I'm going to add a little drop of allspice. Okay, so this is a mixture called allspice. It has all the same things in it, but to make good 7 spice, just a little drop. There we are. And that's that. And I also need some pepper. Again, depends on your exact needs, but a little drop of pepper there will go in. Now that's the 7 spices thing done. So I'll just mix those up a little bit. Now getting back to the recipe, garlic powder, 7 spice, okay, pepper. So we've already added some pepper. I don't want to add too much, but since it's asked for more, I'll just put a little bit more in. Okay, and now my recipe says that I have to add cinnamon. And remember, there's already cinnamon in the 7 spice, so be careful with this. Just a tiny drop. Having trouble getting it out there. So I would say quarter of a teaspoon at the most. Half a teaspoon of cumin. So yeah, cumin is very big in the Arab world. Gives it a lot of taste. So some cumin. We had that earlier for the 7 spice. And now it's asking for paprika. Now be careful with this. I like the mild and sweet paprika. I'm not really big into the strong paprika, which is really hot, you know. So mild and sweet is nice. Depends on you. The recipe doesn't say mild and sweet or hot, but I'm using mild and sweet. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of that, okay? So, oh, a bit much there, isn't it? Yeah, so a bit more just to give it some taste. Right, now it's asking for sumac. Now I don't keep sumac, okay, but I do have za'atar, which is a Jordanian style mixture of spices, and it has sumac in it. This is a delicious thing. It has, you can see there, thyme, roasted wheat, spices, salt, sunflower oil. It's really delicious, really delicious. It was given to me by a Jordanian guy. Very nice, very nice. And you can buy it in any kind of like supermarket, za'atar. Okay, so I'm going to be using a teaspoon of that, and I'm quite generous with my teaspoon of this because it has other spices as well. Okay, and that's all the dry ingredients, except a little bit of salt. Not too much, of course. So just a little pinch of salt there as well. Okay. Mix all of this together. Right, now for the other ingredients, this recipe is asking for 1 lemon's juice. Now I'm not going to start cutting up a lemon. It's easier just to use pre-prepared lemon juice, but again, I'm going to judge how much I want. I like lemon, okay, so I'm going to go for at least 3 teaspoons here. Still looking very, very dry. That's fine, because we have other things to put into this. I'm going to add an extra bit of lemon juice there as well. There we are. Okay, it says here half a tablespoon of vinegar. So I'm using malt vinegar. Probably I would say apple vinegar or white vinegar might be better, but this is all I have, okay? So I've used it before. It turns out nice. There we are. Some vinegar in there. Now we're on to the last wet ingredient. And this is an interesting one, okay? It's asking for half a cup of plain yogurt. Now, I don't have plain yogurt in the house, and I don't generally drink milk. I use lactose-free stuff. So I'm going to be using milk, and I'm going to be adding a little bit of lemon juice to the milk just to make it more like buttermilk. Okay, that's what I did last time. It was delicious, really delicious. Okay, so half a cup of milk. Now, you need to be careful with this because you have to make sure you use a cup, not a mug. Okay, so let's just try to do this. There we are, half a cup of milk. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'm just going to add a bit of lemon juice to this. There we are. Leave that for a second. Give it a little stir. There we are. Now, it's really up to you exactly what you want to do here. The recipe says you should take the chicken and with a mallet hit it to flatten it. I don't do that. I think it just turns out delicious the way it is. But what you do need to do is, before you put the chicken in, add a little bit of tomato puree, like this. Okay. Tomato puree. This is the concentrated tomato puree. Okay. Just mix that up. And also add the milk with the lemon juice, okay? Now, at this point, you can check the ingredients, okay, just by tasting what's on the spoon there, just to make sure you're okay with it. For me, it's tasting just a tiny bit strong, okay, and I think that's because of the vinegar. But that's okay, because I can add just a tiny drop of milk, just to cool it down a little bit. Okay, so let me just mix that up again. Right. Now, let's see what's next. Well, we need to take the chicken, okay, and you want to put it in here. Make sure the chicken's well covered. Now, I'm just going to add the bit of spices that I found here on the plate as well, just to add those in. Now, the recipe says that I need to leave this for around 2 hours or overnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video, and then basically this gets cooked, okay? It gets grilled for 15 minutes on each side, and you can serve it with whatever you want. I think I'd serve it with some lemon juice, you know, and definitely some rice. You can serve it with some lemon, some rice, whatever you want really, but it is delicious. All I would say is be careful with your amount of vinegar, and that yogurt works much better than milk. All right, so this is going to get covered now. Right, I'm going to put that in the fridge, tidy up, and then I'll be back later, or just in the next scene of this video clip, to do the remainder. So here we are. This is a few hours later, and you can see here that we have our chicken from the fridge. and it's looking very well there. And we also have a little cat who's here, who's trying to work out what's going on. So I'm going to basically put this into the grill, and it's going to be grilled. Now, if I just show you what I have here, this is my foodie. So the chicken will be going here, and it'll be cooked 10 minutes on one side and 10 minutes on the other. So first of all, let's just move this chicken in. Now I'm just trying to navigate this because I have the camera in my hand and I have the chicken here as well. And the cat isn't going to help me. So here we are. So this is one piece of chicken here. There we are. And the other piece, just put that in here as well. There we are. So there we are. Okay. And delicious. I'm just going to set this for grill. Okay. It already has 10 minutes. It's populated 250 Celsius. So the only thing I have to do is to put some olive oil on it and then start. Okay, so delicious, really very nice, very nice. Right, so let me just sit this down for a second. A minute. I'll just leave you with the sauce there for a minute because I want to take the olive oil and just cover the chicken with it. So there we are. So, olive oil, lovely. Right, so we're all set. So let me just lift you back up again here. And I'm just going to press start, shut the lid, and we'll come back again in 10 minutes to turn it to do the same again. Right, so I had to give this an extra bit of time because after checking it, it wasn't really finished after 10 minutes. So we're up to 15 minutes. So we'll just have a little look and see what it's like, see if we can turn it. Oh, delicious, really. That looks much more like chicken, doesn't it? So we just need to turn it over and then continue grilling. As you can see there, it really is looking very chicken-like, so that's nice. So I just need to give this, it won't need 10 minutes. I mean, it's obviously very well done. I can pierce it with a knife and check, but I think it's going to be almost finished. So we'll have a little look and see. Just change that to another 10 and we'll check it later, and there we are. So I'm going to end there and serve with a salad, maybe a little bit of lemon would be nice, some rice, and that's it. So I'll just finish this, and there we are. So enjoy the recipe. Any problems, send me a message. See you. Bye.